Okay. All right. So this is our team call, October 4th. I wanted to talk about Revitalize and how the 3 vital behaviors can really help move your business forward. But first, I wanted to bring up the Success Club qualifiers and people that were on the board this past month, including husbands, which was great. So good job, everybody. We had a lot of people. And as Becca always says, and I tell you guys, success leaves clues. So like by getting on Success Club, or even just getting on the board, getting Success Club points, it's just showing that you're helping people, you're moving your business forward. So great job. And if you weren't on the board and you had a bad month, that's okay too. We've all been there. We all have bad months. That doesn't mean that your business is going south at all. We all just go through those. And I mean, August, September, I think were really hard months for a lot of people. So don't worry about it. October is a new month. So we're going to start fresh. All right. So the vital behaviors. I know everybody talks about these all the time, but they really are your foundation and your daily to-do list. So if you only have 1 hour a day to be a coach, this is what you need to focus on. So think about it as it being your daily to-do list, the 3 things that you need to do. 30 minutes of it is your workout, 10 minutes of personal development, and maybe 20 minutes of inviting. So 1 hour a day. I know we're all really busy moms, working, just busy with kids, but just remember that your business doesn't grow unless you do. So by doing those things, you're really going to help push your business forward. So first of all, the vital behavior number 1, invite. And I know this is one that a lot of people struggle with because they think that inviting is always talking about inviting into a challenge group or inviting to coaching. And, for some coaches that they say that that's what it is. But I think for me personally, what I consider inviting, and this is what I've done since day 1, and I feel like I've been successful, and I mean, I still have a lot to work on. I still have a lot to grow, but by doing this type of inviting, I feel like it's helped my business in the long run. So first and foremost is reconnecting and building relationships, which is sharing your story, inviting people into the world, and kind of showing them who you are. So this isn't even about Beachbody. This kind of stuff is where they talk about maybe sending a Facebook message, a private Facebook message when it's somebody's birthday, or if somebody had a new baby, reaching out to them to congratulate them on adding to their family, or if somebody went on a vacation, going through and commenting on some of their vacation photos, like asking them questions, like really just connecting in a way that with the kind of comments and the kind of questions that you would want to receive. I mean, you go through and you look at things, or when people are commenting like on pictures of your kids or things you put up. I mean, every time you put a post up and somebody comments on it, you're like, oh, who said that? Who commented? What are they saying? So just going through and taking, it can be through Facebook messages, emails, just spending a little bit of time going through your news feed, or even just going through your friends list and actually going through to people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while and stuff like that. Because when you're reconnecting with somebody, it's not going to make actually inviting them or asking them to join a challenge group totally awkward and weird and kind of feel like it's from left field. Because as I'm sure a lot of you get from maybe some other people that are in network marketing, is just a random Facebook. I got a Facebook message a couple weeks ago from a girl I haven't talked to in over 10 years about wanting to join her business, her like skincare business, which is fine, but it's like, well, wait a minute. You're not even asking me, first of all, if I want to try it, or asking me how I am. It's just like, hey, by the way, I work from home. You could work from home too. So we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be spammy and annoying. You want to show people what you have to offer. You want to break down the wall, open the door, and really get people to engage with you and to trust you. I mean, and then the next step after that would be coaching and challenge groups. And then when you feel like you're at a place of feeling comfortable enough that you've reached out and talked to them, then you can, and I think I was talking to Becky a little bit about this, but so what I've been doing a lot lately, only because like if I'm out and about and I'm getting a message from somebody, and I feel like, well, I don't have time to return that right away, or I'm going to forget about it or something like that, I do voice texts. So you can do it if you have an iPhone. You can actually send like a voice message as a text message. Well, I guess it's not a text message, it's a voice message, but you can like record and just send it right to them in your messages, in their messages app. And then Facebook has the same thing, that you can send voice messages through the Facebook message app. So I've been doing that a lot, and it's been nice because people can kind of see, or they can hear the inflection in your voice, and they can, when you're trying to explain to somebody like how, and really want them to, that sometimes it's hard to convey in words, especially maybe if you haven't talked to them in a while or something like that. When they can hear it and hear the way that it's coming from them, and that it's truly genuine and from the heart, sometimes that's a different, it's a different approach and a different way to try it. And I just, I kind of learned about it when I was at Summit with my friend Lynette, and she did it all the time. I mean, she was outside for like an hour a day just doing voice messages to challengers and her coaches. And, I could hear her out there. And then she, came in and she's like, oh yeah, I just do that because like, I don't even want to write anything down. It's just too much like texting, writing, and trying to do it all from her phone. So I've been starting to do that a lot. And then emails too. I mean, of course, I know you all know that, but just remember, people can buy the product anywhere. They're coming to you because of how you connect to them. So first and foremost is reconnecting and building relationships with people. Vital behavior number 2, being a product of the product. I know you all do this. You all do your workouts, you all do Shakeology. But, sometimes I feel like we get in these ruts of where maybe you miss a workout or two, or you miss your Shakeology, or you start eating like crap, or, and once you start doing that, it can sometimes turn into this like snowball effect. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, geez, it's been almost 2 weeks and I haven't done a workout yet. I'm checking in on my challenge groups, and everybody else is doing workouts. So, the other thing is, it's not enough to tell people that like Shakeology is good for them. I mean, we know that, and we can shout it from the mountains that everybody needs to be drinking Shakeology. I mean, and you guys probably, one of the first objections that you get when you're trying to get people to do this is like, well, yeah, but I don't know about the Shakeology. I mean, I've got like 3 of those this week. Well, okay, I want to do that, but I don't know, this Shakeology, that just sounds weird. So, I think one of the most important things is making sure you're telling people how it's worked for you. I mean, Becky, I know that you had a lot with like your milk production for nursing, and helping out with your migraines. And for me, it was eating ice cream every single night. And that wasn't even a joke. I literally ate it every single night. And so when I had Shakeology, I mean, now it's been over a year, except for the ice cream I had at Kayla's house this summer. But really, it's been a long time since I've had ice cream and soda. And, just talk about how it's worked for you, because people aren't going to care really about stats. They're not going to care about really how it's worked for other people. They're going to want to see how it's worked for you and want to know what your personal experience has been from it. And then too, because we aren't nutritionists, we're not doctors, we don't want to be talking about things that get into that kind of gray area to acting like nutritionists. But what we can do is just talk to them about, if you use it as a prenatal vitamin, talk to people about that. I mean, it's how it worked for you, and that's what people are going to relate to. And then doing your workouts, make sure that you're doing a Beachbody workout, or are or that you've completed one. And then also, we have access to sneak peeks in new products all the time, especially now, like coming closer to the holidays. Beachbody is going to be putting out a lot of things, a lot of teasers, a lot of stuff. Use this to your advantage, and use it because that can help with post ideas. That can help you get to know something, so that when somebody comes to you, instead of, for the longest time, I hadn't sold a 3-day refresh ever since I became a coach. And then I did the 3-day refresh, and I posted about it. And then the next 3 people that bought challenge packs from me bought the Kickstarter challenge pack that had the 3-day refresh on it, because I was able to talk to them about how it had worked for me. And I didn't even have like huge, awesome results with it. I think I lost like 2 pounds, but when you're talking about it and when you're putting it out there, and actually it was Emma's dance teacher, I had posted about it, and I think the day, and I wasn't even going to post about it because I'm like, well, my results weren't great, but I did it. And and when I posted about it, she commented on it. Oh yeah, I've been talking to somebody. I really want to try this. And so I messaged her. It turns out she had been like looking it up online about wanting to buy it just through the Beachbody website. And so it was good timing because then she bought the Kickstarter challenge pack for me. So it's hard to promote or suggest that people use a product if you yourself do not have experience with it. I bought there's like a sampler pack of the performance line for Beachbody. If you don't want to go and you don't want to buy like all of the performance line stuff, at least maybe try the sampler pack so that you can have done it and you can talk about it with people. That's especially been a good one for me. I had somebody who he goes and he works out at the gym all the time. He drinks a protein drink and he drinks like a pre-workout and a post-workout. So he did the performance line for a month to try that out. So, just and I wouldn't have known about it had I not tried the sampler and been able to kind of tell him, well, hey, I tried it for this, and maybe this is something that might work for you before you go work out at the gym. And same thing for like even the Shakeology boosts. Maybe 1 month if you don't want to, or if you have like your husband's account, like this month for Jason's account, instead of him getting Shakeology, I'm going to switch it to the boosts. So we get all of the boosts to have them for the month. So just make sure you're taking advantage of the sneak peeks and the new products. And vital behavior number 3, personal development. This one, this is probably like, I think for me, one of the most important things to do, because I've noticed a huge upswing in my business in this last month. And I mean, I think I can only attribute it to the fact that I've been doing a lot of personal development. I started listening to podcasts during my commute, which is pretty long because I have to drop Emma off at school, then I bring the kids to my in-laws, and then I go to work. So it's about 1 hour and 15 minutes for me to drive every morning and then after work at night. So 2.5 hours in the car. I've been doing podcasts for most of the time. So I get about 2 hours a day in, which before I was maybe getting like 10 or 15, and then it's not really counting as time out of my day because it's what I would be doing anyway. I mean, I would have to drive to work and then also while I'm at work, I'll put stuff on in the background while I'm designing, like training calls or the National Wake Up Call and that kind of thing. I'm reading Eat That Frog right now. I've read The Compound Effect. I've read The Slight Edge. Becca has a great list of books that I'm sure you guys have seen. She probably put it back up in the Aero Tribe group. But if you're struggling on certain things like leadership or fitness or whatever it is that maybe you're struggling with this month, there's books under each one that you can read. And like the libraries, my Success Partners just told me that most libraries have audiobooks that you can check out. And then I've just, like I said, I've been downloading podcasts to my phone. Chalene Johnson, Build Your Tribe has like some awesome ones. The Michael Hyatt one I've been listening to as well, This Is Your Life. And that one's more, where Chalene's is a lot more about like actually building a business without actually saying that it's Beachbody. She's just talking about business in general, but a lot of it can attribute to being a coach. And then Michael Hyatt's This Is Your Life is a lot more about just like life in general. So like work-life balance or working while you have kids, being a better spouse, being a better friend. I mean, just things in general that maybe aren't as related to business. And then TED Talks and YouTube training. I mean, if you look up any coach, so if there's like Amy Silverman or Anita Myron or any of those, they all have like YouTubes of their team calls and their trainings. I think Lynette told me on her drive, she had an 8-hour drive to Summit. She just listened to YouTube calls on Shakeology because she wanted to learn more about Shakeology and be more comfortable talking about it to people and talking about more of the specific things and ingredients and that without having to always go back and look it up. She wanted to just have that because I'm sure as you notice, the more that you do things, the easier it becomes. And it's kind of like second nature that you don't have to go back and look. I mean, I used to have to go back and look up like, oh, what are these workouts in the 21-day fix? Or, what are the kind of moves they have in patio? And like, the more that you do stuff, the more that it just becomes easy to talk about it and easier to do. So by doing personal development, it will give you confidence, empowerment. It gives you a ton of ideas for posting. I mean, a lot of my posts in this last month have been specifically come from my personal development that I've done. And if you ever feel like you're in this rut of like, oh gosh, I don't even know what to post about because, you know, I don't want to do another fitness thing or talk about my Shakeology or whatever, just go back to your personal development and just start writing down like little snippets. And they don't have to be these long posts, but like I was talking, I did something about Eat That Frog and how it was like helping me with my procrastination and how like I was turning email off during the day and like, you know, so I was trying to have purposeful posts for people, kind of advice that I was doing. And it also was like sort of holding me accountable to doing it because I was posting about it. But yeah. Okay. And then learning to love it. I think like, if you start to think of these as like a chore and like something that it just like has this negative tone to it, then you're going to not look forward to doing it. And you're not going to want to find the time in your day to do it. And so if you think that like the responses that you're getting from your invitations have been terrible, or the way that you've been writing is just sort of been, you know, spammy and annoying, then instead of looking at it like oh gosh, I just have to invite someone to this challenge group and I really don't want to, go out there and be the light to somebody. Go out there and, you know, the other day I sent a voice message to my aunt because I know it's going to be a hard month for her, for my cousin that passed away. And so I just sent her a message saying like I was thinking about her. I hope she was having a good day and that, you know, I was sending her a big hug. So just doing things like that when you're reconnecting and reaching out to people, that actually can be, I mean, that's like one of my favorite things to do is being a coach, is just doing that and just being really positive. And I have people stopping me at work that are saying, well, gosh, your posts have just been really inspirational. And, you know, I was just having a bad day. And then you posted this like inspiring quote, or you wrote about something funny your kid said or something like that. So don't think about it in such a negative tone that you're just needing to invite somebody to a challenge group. And same thing goes for workouts. Like I've had workouts and they've been Beachbody workouts that I haven't loved. And so I haven't finished the program. But when I find a program I love, like Pio, it's like, it doesn't even feel like work to me, because I like doing it and I know it's short and I actually end up looking forward to it. And then same thing is finding personal development that you like the type that you like. I mean, I realize I do like to read, but reading was, I didn't like it as much as I liked being read to or being talked to, where I could it was more mindless to me, where I could just sit and soak it in. So that's why I like the audio part of things a lot better than actually sitting and reading from like my iPad or like a hardcover book or anything like that. So the audio has worked really well for me this past month and has made me, I mean, I actually was like looking forward to my drives because I'm like, oh, well, what podcast can I listen to this morning? So it will become a chore if you think of it as one. So whenever we see our business growth start to slow down, it's usually because of slowdown in at least one of the 3 vital behaviors. So I can speak from personal experience because in August, I don't know what happened, but I went through like a week where I kind of fell off my game for posting. I don't know what happened. I got really busy and then I wasn't like home a lot to just sit in front of my computer and be able to have time to do stuff. And I don't know. And then all of a sudden it was like 3, 4, 5 days since I posted. But then all I did was like look at what other people posted. And then all I did was like think about how my posts weren't there and that I wasn't going anywhere. And I was like afraid to post because I'm like, well, that's been so long and look at what everybody else is doing and they're just moving their businesses forward. And so I had like all this negative self-talk going. And that's why August was really a struggle for me. I feel like it wasn't until the very end of the month where things started to happen because I started kicking myself in the butt and said, listen, I need to start doing things. And so back to my workouts, during Shakeology, and then just a lot more personal development and being consistent. So, and I think that's why September sort of, because I pushed really hard for doing that in August, September kind of just came a little bit easier. So I know it's scary and I know it can seem overwhelming sometimes, but the more that you can do these things, the easier that this will become. And you'll actually start to see like everything come together and rise up and go forward. So let me see, I think that is